I owe you some answers. I've been gone for a while, and we will get into that. But first, we've got some mail that I'm really excited to add to my collection. So let's not waste any more time. Let's get right into that. Welcome to the most passionate content for card collectors on YouTube and possibly the whole entire internet. As usual, I am your host, Jake White. My YouTube all cards here. YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, a little bit of Twitter X. No changes yet on TikTok or Threads. They're still there. You know the drill. Keep an eye out. There could be something at any moment. Alright, so today, yes, I will give you some answers as to where I've been. But first, we've got some mail. Again, I've got some PC editions that have been long awaited. Really excited to share it with you. Really excited to be back to share it with you. So, I'm not going to give you any more preamble. Let's just jump right into the fire. Alright, here we've got the 5 pieces. Yeah, 5 pieces of mail. So let's get right into it. Start with the first one right here. Alright, this one, 2000-2001 Upper Deck. This is the UD exclusive silver, number to 500. There's a whole bunch of different pennies in the base set and a whole bunch of parallels. So, well, I shouldn't say a whole bunch of parallels, but there's, with the versions, there's I believe 2 parallels each. So anyway, this is one I didn't have. Number to 500, you'd think it would have been in my collection by now. You'd think it wasn't that hard to find, but yeah, I've been after this for quite some time. Not the highest on my priority list, so it wasn't something that, there were plenty that had come up that I had missed, but eventually the stars aligned. I got this one, so happy to get that one added in my PC. Starting off with a non-magic penny, but that's alright. That's where we're starting. Packed in tightly, but I might be able to reuse that package. So nicely done with the cardboard and the paper. Yes. So another one that I'm surprised to say is an addition. One that I had thought that I had in my collection. And honestly, my collection is pretty expansive and at times not as organized as I'd like. So, there could be a time that I find that this is actually a duplicate, but fairly certain it is not. But one that I thought I had, so I hadn't prioritized, and I love. So anyway, all that, I haven't even said what it is. So for those who are not familiar, the 9697, this is the Topps Finest silver refractor. So there are not different refractor parallels to 9697. So essentially the bronze, silver, and golds are not parallels. They were just different subsets. So the silvers are more rare than the bronze ones in the base set. It's a very interesting set, the way that they decided to do it. But so there's not like a gold version of this one, the Foundations design, if you will. It only comes in silver. But this is one with the protector. I'm also very picky. I wanted one that wasn't too green. Obviously, you can see some green in there, but I like having the protector still on. That's my preference. If I have one in my collection that doesn't have the protector, I want to get one with the protector as well, so I'll pair those up together. I don't necessarily need one of each, but I definitely want one with the protector. I like it the way it came from the pack. But I also like the peel verbiage to not obscure the player too much. I don't want it over his face. I'd rather it not over like a main part of his jersey. So this is one that it's probably the best placement I'm going to be able to find. So it's just above his head here, and then just below his knee here. So I thought that was perfect. Very happy. I love this pattern. I actually like it better than the gold. I think people call this the mosaic pattern now, but yeah, very happy to have that in my collection. Should just be able to pop that, shouldn't I? There we go. Ah, yes. Another one, again. I thought I had this in my collection. When I was going through and checking stuff off, I did not. So this is the, well, technically it's the 1998 Upper Deck Hard Court Home Court Advantage Plus. Flip it over on the back. It is serial number to 500 copies. You might be able to tell, maybe not with the team bag on. So let me get it out of there. This card is kind of bowing a little bit. So my understanding is this card stock was made at least in part out of wood. So that is very common. You can get to straighten out a little bit. This isn't a very thick top loader. So if you have a more standard top loader size, you don't want to put this in a 35 point because this is a thick card even regardless. But something that's not quite as thick of a top loader as this one is probably the way to go if you want to get a little more flattened out. Some people are worried that that's going to damage it. Anyway, a lot to say there. So this is the second level of a parallel. So I say at the beginning, technically it's called the 1998 Upper Deck Hard Court because the 97-98 rookie class, Tim Duncan, Tracy McGrady, Chauncey Billups, all those folks are in this set, and they are considered XRCs of a sense. So this set came out a little bit later in the release year, so it doesn't have the 97-98 season, dates to it. It just has 98. So some people don't really consider these true rookie cards of the players. So again, when you're looking at like Penny, Jordan, Kobe, all those players, this set technically came out a little bit before the 98-99 season, but just after the 97-98. So a lot like the first couple SPX seasons, or the SPX offerings in basketball. They just have that one date. And I know that's not as commonly seen, with PSA slabs and stuff like that. They typically just have the first date of the two. But basketball and hockey are two seasons that run over the new year. So, I kind of consider this a 97-98 season. Again, it doesn't really matter for anybody other than the rookies, so I consider the Tim Duncan and the Trace McGrady and those rookie cards, but not everybody does. Anyway, it's a lot about the set. And again, this is one that I did not have in my collection. I have the Home Court Advantage, which has blue. Obviously doesn't have the big gold plus. I don't love this parallel set. I don't like that the font is... You get two different fonts, and both fonts are different than the font that you have for the regular card, and it kind of obscures the player, but it's a parallel that I need to get in my collection. I didn't have until now. Again, thought I had it, but I clearly didn't. Number to 500, so these, they aren't the easiest to find. Again, it's like the first one. 500, you think they'd pop up more often than they do, but it's not impossible to find. Sometimes it's also a waiting game on the price, and that's what it was for me. Once I realized that I didn't have this in my collection, trying to wait out to get a price that I thought was a little bit more fair and advantageous, but happy to get that one in my collection at long last. All right, down to just two more. Alright. Okay, yes, that's what I thought this was. Alright, so this is not mine, but let me explain. There we go. So, I don't know why it says PSA on it. Anyway, this is a card for a friend. So, I helped a friend out in getting this from a dealer, and this is one that they've been looking to get in their collection. This woman is a sportscaster, not like the most well-known. I think she was kind of like a New England local, but is this numbered to 10? Yeah, just 10 copies. I think this one's numbered 9 out of 10. So this is one that he wanted in his collection, and he needed my help getting it. So I was happy to help, and that's that. All right, not a lot more on that one. Last one, and I'm excited for this. Ah, yes. Let's take it out and enjoy it. So here we've got the 99-2000 Hoops. This is the Pure Players of Penny. This one, again, another one numbered to 500. You're seeing a theme. All three of my pennies that were serial numbered were all numbered out of 500. I think that's kind of interesting and fun. But, another one that it's been hard for me to track down. So this is one I had a Tim Duncan in my collection, kind of as a placeholder, always wanting this penny. and just couldn't find one. And then when one would come up, it would it would get sold. If it was at a good price, it would get sold before I could get to it. If it was up for auction, typically I was not the winning bidder. Not to say that I was going for too much or anything like that. Just sometimes that's the way the game goes. So finally found one that came up for a price that I thought was agreeable, and I did not get beat to the punch by other people. So really happy to get this one in my collection. So this is, it's an acetate. It's hard to tell because it is made a little bit more opaque with that kind of silver flake finish on it. But if you get some light behind it, and I remember, I don't know if I still have the video. I don't have the Duncan anymore, but I remember I was trying to show that in a video a couple years ago now, and how you can see some light. If you've got a strong light behind this card, you can see some light through it. Just, really love that sparkle and shine. This was one of those insert sets that until I had one in hand, I didn't really fully appreciate. I didn't realize it was on acetate stock. I didn't realize that the silver had kind of that shimmer. It almost looks like fresh snow to me. There is a parallel of this called the 100% Pure Players. Those are numbered to 100. I'm still looking to get that penny. It's got a different color here. It says 100%, numbered to 100 there. But yeah, I'm just so happy to have been able to add this to my collection. A big mail day, at least for 4 PC editions. This being the crown jewel of them all. And after I had moved that Duncan onto a collector, it was always kind of like that gap. I always wanted something from the Pure Players insert set, but I also really wanted the penny. There's an Iverson, so I would have been fine with that, but it is an interesting set also. The 99 2000 Hoops, there is no base card of penny in there. This is the only thing in the entire set run of penny other than the nameplates insert set. So he's got 2 inserts, but no base cards, so that that starting 5, that elusive ghost-like figure for a lot of player collectors, doesn't exist of penny, with the exception of 98.99. So it's an interesting set. So those inserts are ones that kind of hold a little bit more importance in my collection, because there's that space that is missing for the base card until I get the inserts. So yeah, just want to enjoy this for a while. Alright, so that is what we've got. Let me know your thoughts on the mail day. I'm very excited for those 4 pieces and to help my friend out with that other card. So 5 great openings. Really excited. And again, as I've been alluding to, so I've been gone for what's it been, about a month, a little bit over. So I got a new phone. Trying to get that set up was a lot more work than I thought. So that bumped me out for a week. I got extremely busy between work and the kids and the family for another week, holidays, and then I got sick. I lost my voice for what was almost 2 weeks, and then got busy again, and here we are. So that's the long and short of it. Just life got really busy, and I get sick on top of it. Once stuff started to settle down a little bit, I was sick. So had to get on the mend, and we're back now. So I've got a lot of fun stuff in store coming up, some holiday stuff as usual. Again, as you know, if you're new here, please consider subscribing. Hit that bell icon so you don't miss any videos in the future. We've got new videos dropping once or so a week as my time allows, trying to get closer to that once or more a week. We've got looks into my PC, occasional collector interviews, occasional show reviews, occasional grading reveals, and so much more. We'll talk later.